All right, so you guys are now walking out of the CRG with Shiggy, and you are on your way to try and find Abigail. So do you guys remember where exactly you saw that scuffle? I'm assuming that's where you're going to go to try and investigate a little bit more.
I mean, our characters do.
What are you implying, Ian Dance?
I'm implying that we were not given enough information to know the exact location.
Yeah. So just to go back to where exactly this was, you go down the main path. Oh, before you go down, you see June. And she's like, "Oh, hey guys, how's it going? I didn't expect you to be coming out here a second day in a row. You guys are really eager."
Well, 10 girls to investigate duty calls.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Just
There's
say
a
girl.
girl 10, you say, uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Zoinks!
So you go down the normal path, basically the same way that you're going to get to the glowstone cave. Around 300 meters down, you turn off of the main path and start going counterclockwise around the abyss along the edge. You get to that one ledge where you heard the initial scream from Katie. That's like 10 meters or so up, where Gil, you first had used your artifact to get up to that tree. That's the ledge where you found that scuffle. So I'm just going to say you all get up there. You don't need to do any checks or anything. It's just a scuttle all up. And you go to where you found the evidence that you first saw. It's pretty much exactly how you found it. It doesn't look like it's been disturbed at all. Do you guys want to do a quick roll to see if you notice anything new this time?
Yeah, let's
Sure.
investigate. Who's got the highest investigate roll? Tom, why don't you find out where that dang bird went? A 3.
Oh.
So, any desire to invoke anything, or are you good with that roll? 3?
We're just investigating where the last kerfuffle was.
So you're at the kerfuffle right now. You're trying to use your wits to figure out what exactly happened.
I don't think I have anything to do other than unless we're looking for a corpse. I don't think there's anything I can do.
Couldn't Tom invoke zoology expert?
I was actually thinking about using my goggles relic to add a +1.
You know what? Shiggy's helping you out here too, so he would give you a +1 as well. So the roll's going to sit at a 4 right now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's a decent roll. So I just always have to ask, will you invoke it? With that roll, you actually can kind of discern that it looks like it is a kerfuffle involving someone about the same size and weight that you would expect from this 16-year-old girl. And it looks like you can actually see a mark a little bit further up on the ledge where you see this scuffle happening. I can't remember if I had mentioned it again, but you found this right next to a ledge. That was the ledge that you'd climbed up. On that higher ledge, that's where you first saw the corpse sweeper. And it looks like a person was dropped from a relatively high height and hit the edge of the ledge up above and landed right here.
Uh-oh.
Are there any tracks moving away from it? Or does it appear they got picked up again?
Actually, yeah. With that roll, you can see upon slightly closer inspection, it looks like they tried to scramble back up that ledge. You look behind you, and it's very faint in the grass because it's been about a day, but you can see what appears to be footprints of a corpse sweeper. It almost looks like she was dropped by the corpse sweeper, and then the corpse sweeper landed and was like trying to pin her against this ledge, like to corner her, and she started trying to scramble up it.
Is there any blood?
There is no blood where it looks like she landed, but you can see next to the footprint, there is a little splotch of dried blood there.
Do we have any idea where she went? Like any footprints or whatever leading away?
It looks like she tried to scramble up this ledge. Basically the same one that you climbed up to see the corpse sweeper from.
Oh,
Well, I mean, what
let's
do
go
you
for it.
mean? What do you mean? It looks like she tried to. I mean, can we tell? Does it Do the scramble marks make it to the top or not?
From what you can tell, yeah, they do.
Let's head up there. I guess Tom would lead us up there.
Keep in mind, you guys are under the effects of the first layer right now, but after the previous day, you kind of have a bit of a handle on it, so you're a little bit queasy, but you're not, like, puking your guts up or anything.
I meticulously activate my left and right immovable greave in sequence and just walk up the wall.
Hell yeah. So you guys get up to the top. You can actually see where you guys fought the corpse sweeper. It's basically like there's kind of blood all over the ground from where Ahi severed its carotid artery and it started spewing blood everywhere, and the claw marks on the side of the cliff where it dropped down. And if you look down, you can actually still see the corpse sweeper's body. It is down on the ledge below you, probably about another 30 meters down. Just to make sure you're still aware spatially, there was the main path. You climbed up a ledge to where that grove was and where the kerfuffle was. You climbed up another ledge. That's where you fought the corpse sweeper. And then on one ledge higher than that, that's where Kathy jumped out and where you saw that spider chasing her. And the corpse sweeper, when it fell off, it is on a completely different ledge that none of you have actually been to before. It is. It looks like it fell down a good way, but it's still only like 15 meters down, so you could easily get to it.
And I'm sorry, that's the one that attacked me, or that's the one that attacked whatever her name is.
It's the same one.
Okay.
Or if our clues are lining up to how they seem to be, it would be the same corpse sweeper.
Okay. I guess let's go down and check it out.
Well, I mean, let's check out up here on this ledge first. Look for clues.
Just roll another investigation.
I mean, because if she scrambled up here, then there's got to be like some clue we
Yeah.
find.
All right.
Well, I kind of agree with Tom that we should check out this bird. I mean, I've encountered enough big fish out in the ocean to know there's kind of one way we could rule out one of the possibilities.
Oh, I'm not saying that we shouldn't look at
Just
it.
while
It's just
we're
like,
up here.
first things first. No point in going up and down in the abyss.
All right, it's not getting any deader.
Or is it?
I rolled a 0. I guess I'll use my goggles to add a +1.
It would be a +2, but yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
So with you guys helping, that would also be a 4.
What do I see?
Because you were initially following those scuff marks that came up where it looks like she climbed up. You do see that those scuff marks continue on, and it looks like they were kind of darting around all around this ledge, like she was trying to dodge the corpse sweeper. Then it gets to the other ledge where, if you remember, Tom, that's where the corpse sweeper initially saw you and picked you up. It's like on the far side of what you're on. And when it gets to there, it looks like she started climbing up to the higher ledge, but it's kind of hard to tell because when it gets to the top, it looks like she slid a little bit, so she might have fallen down, but the track kind of gets a little bit hazy there.
What do you guys think? Down first to the bird and then make one long climb back up here? Or make the climb up there and then go down and then potentially have to come back up? Let's limit our amount of ascension.
I guess let's go up again.
But the whole point of this danger hole, the whole reason you guys wanted to come here is go down in it.
Well, not all the time. We're not looking for treasure right now, although I would love to be.
Listen, let's just cut this goddamn bird open, make sure she's not in there.
All right, let's go do that.
Fair enough.
All right, you guys get down there without too much difficulty. You can set up a little rope and an anchor system and you get down. You notice pretty much all the same injuries that you guys inflicted on it. There is a large gash across its neck where you can see it bled out from, and then its eye was punctured by our wonderful Tom over here with his pickaxe. On its right leg, you can actually see what looks to be small knife wounds that were stabbed into it that are small enough to where you probably wouldn't have noticed it in the fight before, but it does look like it bled there a little bit. And it might seem like that is where that blood came from on the footprints that you saw earlier. And in addition to that, you can see on its tail feathers what looks to be a string of spider silk.
Gil, do you want to, cut it open just to be sure?
Yeah, we might as well. Rule
This
out
exact
certainty.
scene happened in Jaws, right? I'm not just imagining that.
Yeah, that's why Gil wants to do it. It's his favorite movie.
What the hell is Jaws?
Just checking, and I'm not getting deja vu for no reason. Right, I'll kind of stand behind Gil while he cuts it open, and I'm just kind of like making notes in my journal.
The notes are just things like ick and fucking nasty.
Yeah. Like, guts are pink.
Yeah, Gil's done this a bunch of times before with big fish he's caught out on the sea. But, he gets through it. While he's doing that, he asks, "Hey, Shiggy, what do you reckon this spider silk might have been from?"
It might be from a silk fang, which are known to inhabit the first layer.
We all saw it, right?
Yeah, exactly. When you saw Kathy jump down from that ledge up above, you saw a silk fang was chasing after her.
But why would it be on the corpse weaver's tail? Is he going bungee jumping?
Maybe it was like carrying her up. They got in a kerfuffle, and then, yeah, I don't know.
Tom, if you want to do a lore check on silk fangs, you can try and investigate
the fastest lore check in the West.
Fuck yeah!
Holy shit, that is a good lore check.
That's my I'm great at it, so +4.
Yeah, that's your baby right there. With that lore check, you know that silk fangs typically they only stay within their den area, and that's typically a diameter of around 30 meters. And within that den area, there is a main web that they usually stick around that is in an enclosed place like a cave or something like that. But in the whole area, they have lines of spider web that are stretched out across the ground. It's usually hidden in the brush, so it's decently obvious, but if you're not paying attention, you could easily walk on it. And it's just like spider web in that it's really sticky, so when you step on it, it would stick to you. Those strands are actually attached to the main web and by extension to the spider itself. So typically when any creatures touch that spider web, the silk fang pretty much immediately knows that something has been caught and rushes out to try and catch it.
Okay, so I guess I'll say to the group, I think this corpse weaver might have gotten caught in a silk fang's booby trap, and that's how it got on its butt.
Well, guys, this is a bit of a stretch, but do we need to go check out the lair of a giant spider?
I think that might be where this is heading.
And to go on with that lore check, these silk fangs, they actually don't have a very high danger rating. From 1 to 6 stars, it's only 2. But that is because they stick to these 30-meter diameter circles, and it's pretty obvious where they are, because even though the spider silk is kind of bundled in the grass, it's not too difficult to see. And when you get away from them, it's not super hard to get away unless you get really stuck in one of those fibers, and they won't chase after you. But if you do get caught, these things are pretty they are ferocious and will defend the den to the death. They are very dangerous if you try to straight up fight them.
Yeah, I vote we don't go into their den.
Well, we're gonna have to go at least close to it. Good thing you got those goggles scouted out.
That's true. So, logically, the den is probably above us, right?
Yeah, if you remember where the spider was that Kathy jumped away from. So if you go back up one ledge, you're going to be on the one where you fought the corpse sweeper, and then the one above that is where you saw Kathy jump off of.
All right, I guess let's go up.
Come on, guys. Going up wasn't that bad last time, was it?
So you get back up to that ledge. On the ledge above you, it's actually not super high above you. It's only like 10 to 15 meters. Do you take a peek? And tell me how exactly you're doing this, because right now you're on this ledge, and there's the one that's above you. Are you climbing up there? It is decently steep, so you're probably going to actually need to climb or use rope or something like that. It's not just a steep slope, if that makes sense.
Get on Gil's shoulders.
It turns out Gil is like 30 feet tall.
Yeah, I mean, I want to just, climb up to the edge and just kind of peek my little head over.
Okay, yeah, you can go for that. Do you guys go up with her, or are you just with him? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Or are you just letting him like go up there and peek over by himself?
How high did you say the ledge is?
Well, let's say it's 10 meters, so it's like maybe 30 feet high.
Maybe we should climb. Maybe we should climb with him, but just have him stick his head over.
And like I said, it is a like nearly vertical surface, but it is easy climbing, so you're not gonna have to do a check on it. It's just not something that you could walk up. So all of you up there at the same time?
Yeah, but only I'm peeking my head over.
You pretty much can see everything that's going on here, and that is a wide open ledge, kind of in a circular area with giant cliffs all the way around it, with some caves a little bit higher up in the cliffs, but they look decently shallow. And on the ledge straight in front of you, there is a cave in the back that looks like it goes in pretty deep. On the ledge itself, it's about maybe 15 meters back before you actually hit the cave, and you can see little strands of spider silk running across the ground. Like I said before, they'd be decently hard to see if you're not looking for them, but now that you are, that they're very clear, like where you would have to step to avoid them. That said, like if you were to get into a fight, you'd definitely have to be watching your step. Inside the cave, you can see a silk fang and its web in the back. And on the web, you can actually see a bunch of creatures that are wrapped up in these little spider bundles. And among them, you can see a small girl around the age of 16. Her body is completely wrapped up, but her face is poking out. You can see she is unconscious, but she's alive and breathing, and she is stuck onto the spider's web.
So, Tom, can you give us a rundown on these? I mean, I know a little bit, but you seem like the expert. Are we looking at like poisonous fangs? Any special things that we should look out for? Or is it just a giant spider?
That's a good question. What do I tell them?
The one really dangerous thing that you know about them is that they can actually spit out a paralyzing agent, and it can go a decent distance. It can go about like 5 to 10 meters. That sprays out in a bit of a fan, and if that hits you like in the eyes, nose, or mouth, then you basically just become paralyzed for at least a few hours. That is the main thing to avoid. Otherwise, it is basically just a giant spider, although you can tell just by looking at it, the exterior shell on it, its exoskeleton, looks pretty darn thick. It is a tough hide. The other important thing to note is that usually these things are singular in their dens. They are solitary, but they have occasionally been known to have more spiders when a mother is raising her offspring.
Do they see well, or do they have to rely on these little web things to know what's coming?
Their sight isn't super great, so they do usually rely on the webs, but if you were just standing there on this ledge right now, it could probably see you. But right now, it's kind of just facing away from you. It's just like scuttling around in the cave, so it hasn't noticed you guys yet.
So how do we want to retrieve her?
I mean, let's definitely prep up as best we can, get bandages or bandanas or something around our mouths. It won't protect our eyes, but little man, you already got that covered. Let's
just
see.
one
Bill, do you have
person
any
go in?
6 stunner shades on you?
Nah, my eyes have been accustomed to the open.
I thought as much. Yeah, Tom, I don't know. I mean, it would be more stealthy with just one, but if and when it breaks bad, let's just say when, one person is going to be essentially fucked. We got 4 people here.
Yeah, hey Shiggy, aren't you like the big man on campus in charge of running rescue and stuff?
As you guys are talking to each other, he is just like holding onto the ledge, like thinking really hard to himself, trying to figure out what the best course of action is. He might not know as much as Tom does about these things.
Hey.
He's going off of what you said and just trying to formulate a plan. He speaks up and says, I'm not sure, guys. This looks pretty dangerous, but we're definitely not going to leave her there. The one thing, make sure, just don't step on any of those webs that are on the ground right there, because if you do, it might be game over. From what I've heard, people get stuck in those really easily, and if it gets wrapped around a part of your body, then you're toast. Those things are really, really fast. They move around quick.
So let's send in one person to retrieve her and have a second person kind of halfway between the cliff and the girl as like backup.
I mean, does anybody have fire? I mean, spider webs melt really easily.
No, I have my intoxicator to distract it if needed.
These spider webs, they are very thick. Like, I mean, you can actually see it right in front of you. They're not thin. They're a good, like, half an inch to an inch in diameter. They aren't flammable in that sense. Like, if you were to, like, put a flame to it, it wouldn't ignite up.
Yeah, but that's why I said melt.
Yeah, exactly. They would totally melt, but they're thick enough to where it almost wouldn't really, like, you'd need, like, a giant flamethrower for it to make a difference.
I don't know what Shiggy has on him. Damn. He's got, like, every artifact in the world.
Yeah, I'm just clarifying.
Hey, Shiggy, what you got in terms of offensive capabilities? Like, if we were able to get the drop on this thing, you reckon if we all just wailed on it, we could do the job?
It's got a pretty thick armor.
Yeah, quite honestly, I think with what we have with us, I think we might be able to take it. The main thing that I use as a weapon, and he pats the little crossbow on his hip, if you remember that. This thing is laced with explosive rounds, but they're not super powerful, so I'm guessing that if I get a good shot off, I might be able to break open a piece of its shell where one of you might be able to get a good blow and actually kill it. I can't really say for sure.
Well, it sounds like we got a plan.
Well, I was going to say, if I use my new boots here to tether myself down real tight, and I can hit it with this here beauty and yank it towards the side of the cave, maybe someone else can get in there and try to get the girl.
Jiggy pipes in and says, if you remember what Odie said, if you activate those and there's a creature really strong, it could rip you right out of your knees if you're not careful. So just be aware of that. Be ready to deactivate them if it starts pulling too hard. You can tell this thing is pretty massive. It's like 3 meters tall. Like,
yeah, give me feet.
Just think 3-ish feet for a meter.
Yeah, I'm going the metric route.
Yards.
Yeah, get your dirty imperial system out of here, Morgan.
Excuse me.
This is what it looks like. And
that's a big, ugly boy.
Yeah, at its tallest point, like where the spider webs are coming out of it, that's about 10 feet high.
That was a bit bigger than I thought.
Once again, the physical layout of what we're looking at, it's in a cave of some type. You said it's not a particularly deep cave, but it's got a little cave lair that it's in. What's above the cave? Is it a sheer wall?
Yeah, so pretty much all around this ledge are sheer walls that go up easily over 300 feet. There's no chance that, at least easily, you could climb straight up out of this. Along these cliff faces, there seems to be pretty much just sheer rock, except for there's 2 little caves that you can see up there. But like these type of caves are kind of scattered all around the abyss. Like there's little indents and walls and stuff all over the place.
And you said it's currently inside its little indent?
It is inside the main cave, which is on the same level as this ledge, which is different than the indents that I was just talking about.
Okay, but you said even the main caves are not particularly deep?
This one, the main cave, you can't see how deep it goes, but the main web is not far into it. It's only like 15, 20 feet into the back of the cave. And the cave opening is about maybe 20, 25 feet tall.
And what's the width of the cave? Like, does the entrance of the cave that we're like peeking up into, is that flat against the wall, or is there like a little area we can stand on where the cave roof is not over us?
Oh, yeah. The cave itself is 15 meters away from the actual ledge.
All right, guys. So here's my plan. We climb up the sides below the cave. We come up to the left and the right of the cave. We'll set a little rope right by one of the farthest webs. We'll jiggle the rope. When it comes out to check on the web that just got triggered, we'll go into the cave, no problem, get the girl, go. Easy peasy.
I don't think all of us should go. We should have a long-range person waiting over here.
Over what? Over here, where?
Just on the edge, because they won't leave, their little nest area. So we can have someone hanging out over here on the ledge and ready to, jump down and to the next ledge. Attached to a rope so we don't just break our legs.
But how are we supposed to get to the ledge if the spider's going to be on our way?
I don't know. Just
If we tried to draw the spider out, then the sides of the cave, I think, like the edges closest to the cave will be the closest distance to any ledge we can rappel down that's not close to the spider.
I just think it seems like a bad idea for all of us to go in on this. We should have at least one person.
I would argue that I think it's a really bad idea to send in any less than all of us.
When it turns around, it's still going to see this giant open clip face that we have to walk over.
Well, while it's coming out, that's the best chance for us to go in, come back out, and go down the ledge. Once we're down the ledge, we're essentially safe.
Just so you know, because you can see Abigail pretty clearly, she's tied up pretty good in the web, so it's not going to be something that you could super quickly do. It might take you up to 30 seconds to a minute to actually at least tie her down from the web itself.
All right, new plan. See, the spider's right here. We come like this, and then we just kill it.
This feels more ahi to me.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. Except we draw it out. We don't go to it. So we draw it out so it's not near the girl, and then we kill it.
I guess that is the perfect plan.
Sure. I don't have anything better. Let's go for it. I don't have any weapons.
Tom, why not?
I don't know. Nick, do I have any weapons?
You have all your basic cave raiding stuff, so you have, a decent pickaxe and, a nice knife. But as far as, strong abyss weapons, no, you don't have anything.
Yeah, alright, I guess I'll use my pickaxe.
Let's, me, Ahi, and Shiggy will keep it indisposed, and Tom, you try to run in there and get the girl. How about that? I mean, both me and Ahi have tools that can keep it pinned down.
Shiggy, you have any special magical abyss knives that can cut webs really good?
Nothing quite as specific as that, but I do have a decently large knife that I think I could cut her down fairly quickly with.
Yeah, Tom, how confident are you in your ability to cut people down from webs really fast?
Let me check my proficiency. I'm pretty sure it's pretty high. I'm a +3 in proficiency, so.
Just for a little bit more specific, she is about 6 feet off the ground.
You can just pop her up there. He's pretty good at that.
How tall are you, Tom?
I don't know. How old am I now?
We set it up in the first episode.
How old am I?
5'3", is that what you said?
I'm 15.
Yeah, you're 15.
So probably about my actual height, 5'5".
Yeah. You could definitely reach her, but she's above your head, if that makes sense.
Well, anybody have a freaking ladder?
Yeah, I hate to say this, but can we send Shiggy or someone in there to cut her down? I think he's going to be a lot faster about it.
I think so. I think Shiggy will be the best person. Yeah.
I think Shiggy would also be really good at killing a spider, though.
Well, I know, yeah, Shiggy's cool. He's awesome. But he can only be in one place.
Well, the spiders are never going to come after him, so he'll be able to fight it off.
Well, not if we do our job right. Oh, but he does have to fire his explosive crossbow at it.
Well, how about, Shiggy, you and I both shoot at it at the same time, but I'll try to reel it in with the harpoon. Then while we're trying to pull it back, you get up there and try to get the girl.
I was going to say, yeah, if both of you tether it up, then I might be able to get a good shot off on it. And then you guys might be able to deal a finishing blow to it. Regardless, I'll be trying to get her down as quick as I can.
All right. What way is the wind going? Is it rising up the side of the cliff? Is it going sideways? Or is there not much wind at all?
I'd say typically, and throughout the abyss, at the edges of the walls, the airflow is typically upward very slightly. It doesn't have much of a left-right component to it, but there is a little bit of wind going towards the cave.
Okay.
How about we try to group up on like the left side, have Shiggy go around to the right. We harpoon and try to tether it, and then he shoots it with a thing. We pull it in, and he runs and tries to get the girl.
And what do I do?
If Shiggy's going to help us fight the thing, maybe Tom should go get the girl, even though he's going to be a little bit slower at it.
It's almost like that's what I said earlier, isn't it?
Well, and maybe I came around to your way of thinking. Damn.
I am pretty persuasive.
I think we got a plan.
Shiggy and Tom on the right.
How about this? And I hold my hand out to Tom. 2 knives.
No, you keep your hand, Gil. I think you might need that.
No, I'm holding my knife out to you.
Oh, shit. Well, don't I have Shiggy's shark thing?
Yeah, if you want, he can give you the bigger blade that he has.
It's gonna be better at cutting her down, right?
Yeah.
3 knives.
Yeah, I think I got a little Swiss Army knife, flip knife. If you want 4 knives.
Yeah, if you take all 3, you hold them between your fingers, you can be like Wolverine.
I don't know. I guess I could give a knife to what's her face.
Just so you know, you can only see her head kind of poking out, so you don't really know what equipment she has on her.
But she's unconscious, right?
Currently, yeah.
Oh, so she's gonna be useless. I'll just take Shiggy's sharp one and go from there.
Well, you might not even have to cut her all the way out of the web. Just drag her cocoon with you.
That's fair. Yeah, that's a good point.
All right, let's get this show on the road so our 4 listeners on YouTube don't get bored.
Don't worry, we'll edit it down for. By we, I mean Nick Potter will edit it down.
Yep, sounds good. All right, go for it. Who's acting first?
Well, while we get into position, I think I'll start ballooning out my gossamer web up into the breeze.
Yeah. I'll sidle around to the left side, try to dig my boots into like the side of the cliff, take special care and take aim, ready to harpoon that bitch.
Gil, do you want to do the honors, or shall I?
I mean, you want me to try to get it in range or a little bit closer first? I don't know.
Oh, I meant just who wants to tug on the strand.
Oh, I was just gonna shoot it first and not give it like notice that we're gonna attack it.
No, we're supposed to lure it out. Remember?
Yeah,
so I can get up in there.
How far back is it in the cave from the edge? Is that a reasonable shot for Gil?
Wasn't it like 25 feet?
From where you are at the ledge, that's pretty far. That's like over 50 feet away.
I don't know. Depends on how good you're feeling, Gil. You think you can make that shot?
All right. Well, he wanted to give that thing a little tuggle then.
I play a sick little bassist line.
You twang that web, and you see its head perk up and like shoot over towards where you guys are. You're still sitting like kind of below the ledge though at this point, right?
To get a clear shot, we got to kind of pull ourselves up on the ledge. So I guess we pull ourselves up at the same time, and I twang it, and he levels a shot. Sound good to you, Gil?
Let's do it.
Let's get it done.
You twang that rope. It looks at you, and just starts charging towards you. You can tell it's almost faster than you initially expected. It's fucking booking it towards you. But that's going to be its turn for now, so I'm going to popcorn that to, you said you wanted Gil to go next, right?
I would love that.
Yep.
Cool. All right, Gil, go for it.
Now, when you said it's booking it, if you were to compare that to a wild turkey, would that be a faster or
I'm going to say it's quite a bit faster.
It does have 4 times more legs than a wild turkey.
It does, yeah.
Could this be a shoot roll?
It could be a shoot or proficiency. I think either one would work.
Oh, no.
Not super good. Would you like to invoke anything?
Could I invoke the fact that I've got my greaves set in, so I'm not hanging or anything? I'm super steady.
Yeah, if you want to say that you're using your greaves right now, go for it. Yeah, you can either do a reroll or a +2.
I'll take the +2.
Okay, sounds good. So you are just barely successful. You can see that it shoots over towards it, and because it's just barreling straight at you, it's not trying to dodge your shot at all. When you hit it, it hits it right past its head, into its upper body, and it actually sticks in. It doesn't look super deep though, but you can tell you've got a bit of a grasp on it. Functionally, that means you have now earned 1 free invoke based on that.
Gil, who's going next?
Take it away, Ahi.
He's gonna wait until the spider's just about to pass over, or has just begun to pass over the razor wire gloves. Right as I see a good opportunity to get legs tangled in it, I kind of begin running towards the center of the cave. So kind of past it, but giving it a good leeway as I attempt to cinch it off, get it all tangled as best I can, because it's kind of loose over the area.
Cool. Go ahead and give me a proficiency.
I'll burn a fate point on an obsessed artificer to use my razor wire gloves more accurately.
Cool. Are you doing +2 or reroll?
I'll go +2.
Cool. All right, you get a 4, and in the same sense, you get 1 free invoke off of that. And for flavor, I just say it manages to wrap itself up around some of its legs, and it looks like it's kind of pinning it down a little bit. It's not completely tripping itself up, but it's definitely slowed down by it.
Yeah, as I pull it taut, I'll essentially try to move into a position where spider's directly between me and Gil. So I'll move to the exact opposite side as Gil. So he's pulling from one end and I'll be pulling from the other.
Gotcha. One thing I should say is that the terrain you're on is difficult terrain. That is an aspect of the terrain.
Okay. So how do we handle that?
So if I think there's going to be something really hard that you're trying to do, I can invoke that and make it harder for you to do that, basically giving a -2 to your roll. But in this case, you're basically just kind of walking over to where you want to go. So I don't think that I would invoke that just yet. And keep in mind that I have to spend fate points when I do that.
All right. If it makes a difference, I'd definitely have to run to make it happen in a timely manner.
I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna let it sit for now. You still get that 1 free invoke. So you guys have 2 free invokes. You're both tethered onto it, so it's definitely been slowed down quite a bit, and you've made it quite a bit easier for Shiggy to get a good shot off. Shiggy is pretty darn proficient with his stuff. So he rolled a 3, and then he has your 2 forwarded onto it, so he gets a roll of 7. He's actually I'm going to invoke an aspect for him. He is a Purple Whistle super experienced. That's actually one of his aspects. He's an instructor, and he's trying everything he can to help you guys out. So I'm going to turn that into a 9. So this is a pretty devastating hit, but I have to roll a defend with the Silk Fang. But I'm going to do that on my own. And with that, the spider actually didn't do super well. So it's taken a pretty boatload worth of stress. It's actually, it would be the equivalent of a major consequence on it. So he shoots his little crossbow, that explosive tipped bolt, and right near where your harpoon hit, Gil, it manages to sink right into a joint on its leg. as you're like pulling it, it's like kind of opening it up the leg, so it sinks right in there and explodes out, and 2 of its legs just explode off of its body, and it kind of collapses onto the ground for a second. When that happens, Gil, your harpoon basically rockets off from it, so it's free now. Hey, pretty much the same thing happens with your wire. The explosion kind of like throws the wire off of it, so it's still kind of floating near it if you want to try and do something else with it next time, but this thing is absolutely reeling. Like, there's essentially a big hole in the side of it right now. So I'm gonna popcorn it over to Tom.
All right. So I'd say it's pretty well occupied. So I'm gonna go ahead and make my move and go in and try to get her. Yeah.
Yep. Go for it.
All right. So do I need to do like a stealth check to get over without it noticing?
No, you could just go over there. It is thoroughly preoccupied.
All right, so I go over and I guess I'll just start trying to cut her down.
Yep, yeah, you can just start trying to cut it. You've got the big knife.
Is that proficiency?
Yeah, I guess go ahead and give me a proficiency roll just to 4. See how. Okay, yeah, you haven't quite got her down yet. It's actually quite thick. The spider stuff. And it is proving pretty darn tough to get through, but you're making good progress with it. You can tell just by her state. She's breathing, albeit at a very slow rate. She's like quite pale, but she seems to be alive, like not in any immediate danger of dying.
Hey, Potter,
so do I have time to cut her down, or does it popcorn this one?
You get through, I'd say maybe like a third of it this time.
What was that, Suzanne?
Potter, for fake combat, does it happen simultaneously like in D&D, or do the actions happen like sequentially by turn order?
It's kind of open to interpretation. For this, I would interpret that as while you guys are doing that and while Shiggy's doing his shot, Tom is going over there. You know what I mean?
Got it.
All right, so I guess that ends my turn, yeah?
Yep, so who will you pass it on to? Everyone's gone, so you can pass it to anyone.
Gil's harpoon is free now, right?
Yep.
So I guess he makes the most sense.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, take it away, Gil.
All right, yeah, I'll stay tethered into the side, and I'll just reel back and shoot it again with the harpoon.
Okay, sounds good. Go for it.
Giant
to try to
enemy spider hit its weak spot for massive damage.
You're just trying to hurt it. You're not creating an advantage, you said?
Yeah, and I didn't do too well.
Okay. Are you going to invoke anything off of that?
No, I'll let that one stand.
Okay, cool. With that shoot roll, the harpoon glances off the exoskeleton of its body. You didn't quite hit the part where the side got blown open, so it just bounces off the exoskeleton. Luckily, it wasn't too terrible, so the harpoon isn't like stuck in any weird angle, so you can kind of do with it whatever you want. If you want to like reel it back in to prepare yourself for the next shot, or like leave it out there, however you want to do. And you can still like move around and stuff for a bit if you want.
Yeah, I'll reel it back in. I'm still getting used to it. Popcorn ahi.
I'll go ahead and whip one of the sinkers down the line, just to give it a little bit more control and weight. This time I'll attempt to whip it around the damaged part and cinch it down and attempt damage. And I will burn my second fate point to add +2 to that.
Yeah, that's a good hit. So with that, it wraps around it. You can tell it is like really hurting now. It's like kind of getting on death's door. It digs into the side of that exposed part, and even more of its like blood and guts are kind of spilling out from the side.
I'll popcorn it over to Shiggy. Hasn't gone yet this round, so pop it over to Shiggy.
And if you're playing the at-home D&D drinking game, take a drink for him saying "on death's door."
And he reads the liar.
It's got to be like one of the most said phrases in all of D&D.
Yeah, it's true. All right, here we go. I'm gonna let that stand unless you guys want to try to invoke anything.
Well, actually, once per session, I'm uncannily prepared. I see him lining up the shot, and I see that it's slightly off. And I yank a bit harder to shift its weak spot into the path of his arrow.
Yeah,
I'll burn my uncannily prepared session.
Yeah, go for it. That's perfect.
That's clever.
Yeah, and with that, it looks like the shot is going to be just a little bit off, but you yank it at just the right time, and it sinks like right down into where that first shot hit, and it goes pretty much inside the spider, and it explodes, and it splits it in half. It just collapses onto the ground, writhes around for a little bit, but goes limp pretty quick, and is dead.
Oh, hell yeah. None of us died.
Good job, guys.
Yeah.
Nice job, us.
Are we level 2 now?
Level up.
Maybe soon. You killed the spider way before Tom even got close to getting her down, so are you just gonna go help him out?
Yeah, I'll run up and help Tom.
All's well that ends well.
I mean, I'll call out, watch for the webs, because you definitely don't want to just get stuck in that for no reason.
You know what, actually, Tom mentioned that, like, very rarely they'll have little spiderlings with them. So I'll stand by the edge of the cave and just, I'm always expecting the worst. So
Yeah.
I will, instead of helping cut her down, I'm going to be checking for spiderlings.
I like that. Making me feel safe. Alright, should I do another proficiency check, or can I just say...
Hey, you don't have to do any checks anymore. Like, you can just cut her down.
I cut her down.
So you cut her down. You actually have time at this point to, like, cut open her, the cocoon that's wrapping around her. It takes a couple minutes, but you get her out. And you can actually see she is decently kitted out. She's got what appears to be a pretty sick little pickaxe type thing going on. It's got a deep black handle on it and like a white ivory blade, where one part of it is a blade and the other half of it is like a hammer type thing, and it looks like it's actually collapsed in at her side. She's on the ground and unconscious, and Shiggy actually takes out his backpack and starts rummaging around with it and pulls out a little vial and a needle and says, all right, I've got some healing juice that I'm going to give her. This is actually...
Some spider antidote.
Yeah. This isn't specifically for this spider's venom, but it is useful for most poison, so I'm hoping that it will help bring her up. He takes it and injects it into her arm, and after like 30 seconds, she just pops awake. She like wakes up with a start and is like, oh, what's going on? Who are you? She's just staring at you guys.
I'd like to imagine that as a scene from Pulp Fiction where he just like rams it into a chest.
I was thinking of the exact same scene.
Yeah, it's pretty much like that.
I guess we're closest in age, so I'll comfort her. I'll be like, you're okay. You got taken by the Silk Fang, and we're in its cave right now, but it's dead.
Yeah, she like puts her hand up against her head and is like, the last thing I remember, I was being taken up by a corpse sweeper for a long time. We were almost near the second lair. I was with my parents, and he dragged me all the way up here. I managed to get a good stab in on its leg, and it dropped me, and I got away, but I ran pretty much directly into the Silk Fang nest, and the corpse sweeper landed on the ledge, but then it saw that Silk Fang, and it skedaddled right away, but unfortunately I couldn't get away in time, and the Silk Fang got me.
Yeah, a real comedy of errors, I'm sure. Let's get you back to the surface.
All right. I can't believe someone actually came. I was dreaming some crazy dreams there. That Silk Fang venom just
spider juice.
Yeah, pretty much. This is thank you so much, guys. Have you seen two purple whistles around the age of 40?
Your parents are already back up on the surface. They sent us down here.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad they're okay. When I was being carried up, there was a whole nest of corpse sweepers that were going after them. Quite honestly, I'm surprised they managed to make it out. That's good to hear. I guess let's get... And then, Ahi, go ahead and do a notice check for me. Go ahead and take a free invoke based on what you said right before this.
I fucking knew it.
I'll take a reroll as that. Never.
2 and a 2. Gotcha.
I have my goggles on. Can I lend that as a +1?
It would be a +2 if you want to spend a fate point to invoke it, yeah?
Alright, yeah.
So with that, the two of you kind of combined start noticing. Ahi, from your perspective, you see several spiders start pouring out of those indents that were in the cliffside up above, and they start scurrying down super fast. Tom, you actually hear from further down in the recesses of the cave more scurrying coming your way as well. Ahi, because you can see them directly, they're not nearly as big as the mom spider, but they are pretty close to it. They are maybe not 10 feet tall, but they're easily 5 feet tall.
Oh, gee.
From what you can see right now, there are 5 or 6 of them coming out of those holes. And Tom, from the scuttling you can hear, there's probably just as many coming out from deeper inside the cave.
Oh, God. Guys! Off the ledge, off the ledge, off the ledge! I'll just immediately run off the ledge and, like, zip down on my line.
This is pretty time-sensitive stuff, so I can't really say that just happens.
Yeah, we can do initiative or whatever if you like.
The first thing, just so you guys know, Abigail tries to stand up, and she just kind of, like, collapses on the ground. She is definitely not in fighting shape yet.
Oh, I immediately stand up and, like, yank her arm over my shoulders and just start booking it. Just, like, dragging her along.
Shiggy actually helps you out as well. She's not nearly as small as Katie and Kathy were, so it doesn't look like she'll properly fit into his baby Bjorn. But he's lending a hand there. Even with the two of you, it doesn't look like you're going to be able to make it past where the spiders are pouring out from the holes on the upper ledge.
But what if Daddy Gil is carrying her?
You can certainly try.
Is there a gap between, like, the edge of the cliff and, like, the edge of the cave where I can just, like, we can stand beside and let them pour out?
The cave entrance is about 15 meters away from the edge of the cliff.
Frontwards or to the side?
It's straight out.
Okay, so there's nowhere to, like, stand to the side and the stampede go past.
No.
Okay, then yeah, I guess we just straight book it.
They are swarming towards the entrance of the cave, and you can also hear that more coming in from behind you, from inside the cave.
Ahi, you want to give that sun rock a squeeze?
Yeah, sure. Can I roll a lore on that to see if they even care about light at all?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. I squeeze the fuck out of it.
You can tell that they are actually decently sensitive. Where are you standing right now? Are you still in the cave?
So I was by the entrance of the cave looking for spiderlings. Yeah, I shouldn't be too far from them.
You squeeze it, and it emits a bright light, and you can actually see the spiders that are pouring out of the openings on the cliffside. They actually all kind of glance towards you and start scurrying even faster towards you.
Thanks, Gil.
I'm not from around here.
So, I thought they were running away from something, but they're all just running to us?
Oh, no, they are charging towards you right now. They are pouring out,
all
coming down to the ledge.
All the spiders and the whole entire cliff?
Yeah, you just killed their mama, dude.
Damn, Mama was busy because I'm matching like a fuck ton of spiders.
Normal spiders produce like thousands of little spiders.
Okay, well, shit.
Well, you can tell it's definitely not on the thousands level. It is a big number.
Alright, well, while I'm running, can I use my intoxicator to...
Let's properly do this in turn order. So Ahi just left. Where do you popcorn it to?
Gil. He's got to snatch up one of the little baddies.
Yeah, I'll try to grab Abigail and book it.
Just Abigail?
Everyone's fine.
Oh yeah, I know, but you're
just one man.
You're Mr. Dream Daddy, so I don't know. Maybe you scooped up Tom and Shiggy as well.
All of that.
If you just scoop up Abigail, go for it. And are you just sprinting out towards the end?
Is she completely free, or is she still kind of cocooned?
No, you pretty much got her completely out, but she doesn't have complete muscle control yet. Like, she still can't really properly stand up.
Okay, yeah, I'll scoop her up and run towards the entrance of the cave, but I'll I won't go too far ahead of Tom to try to keep an eye on him.
Okay, sounds good. If you're running with her, let me actually think about this. I'm trying to find out if you get stuck in the webs that are laid across the ground right now. I think notice would be the best thing to roll for that, but maybe if you think of something better.
If I'm just trying to like use raw power to just like carry this girl and get her out of here, like just running through everything.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can like just barrel your way through and not care about the spider silk and just try and power through it even if you step on it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Are you going to invoke anything?
He's leathery as fuck. I can't slow him down.
God, I don't know if I can invoke anything in this situation.
You could. I'd argue that you could invoke your leathery tough man.
I don't know, like how being a sea person would help me run through sticky webs in a cave.
I always interpreted the leathery seaman as like being like twofold. It's one part sea skills, one part just general hardiness.
I mean, would you allow that, Potter?
It's kind of a stretch, but I mean, if you really want to.
No, I'll stick with the 3.
Okay. That's actually the number I was going for. So in this case, it's a tie. So you can either choose success at a minor cost or partially succeed or fail but gain a boost. How far are you trying to go here? Are you like trying to go to the ledge?
Yeah, I'll take success with the minor cost, and I'll try to make it to the mouth of the cave at least, so I stay at least close enough that I could help Tom if need be.
Oh, so you're just trying to run to the mouth of the cave right now.
Well, how close are we to the mouth?
The web isn't very far back. It was only like 5 meters away, like 15 feet.
Okay, so let's say like halfway out on the ledge then.
Okay, sounds good. So you get that far, but right at the end, you step on one of the pieces of spider silk and you trip a little bit and you fall over and you're on the ground prone, but you still have Abigail in your hands and you're not like completely wrapped up, but you're kind of like laying on the ground right now.
Got it.
All right, here you get a popcorn at 2.
Popcorn. Thomas.
All right. Let me think. I guess I'll just keep running. How close would you say the spiders are to me?
You actually haven't seen them yet because they are in the recesses of the cave, but based on the scuttling, they could probably get to you by the time their turn rolls around, if that's not too out of character.
All right, I'm going to use my intoxicator to, distract or confuse them.
Right.
But I don't know if I should use it now or wait.
You can activate that right now, and if they try to like attack you, they'll be taking a minus to their roll, if that makes sense, because they are getting distracted by it.
Okay, then I'll go ahead and use it.
Well, keep in mind we'll probably get intoxicated as well.
Wait, are y'all buff? I thought you were in front of me.
No, I just meant if you activate it right in front of yourself.
All right, well, I'll do it over my shoulder as I run then.
Yeah, it kind of sprays out directionally. And you can tell, like, if it was sitting in one place, it would fill up the area pretty quick. But if you're, like, running with it spraying behind you, then, yeah, you could, like...
Just imagine I'm Naruto running, and it's, like, in my outstretched hand, like, behind me.
Oh, boy.
So I don't need to roll, it just happens.
Yeah. Go ahead and, once again, same thing as Gil. Are you running out onto the terrain out there?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just, I think I'll run to the side and kind of scale down that wall.
That's the wall where all of the spiders are pouring out of?
Then I will run straight ahead through the field of webs.
Gotcha. To gamify this a little bit more, you can be careful and go at half speed, or you can make a roll and try and run at full speed and make an attempt to not get tripped up.
And that would be a notice check or like a physique or athletics?
I think you could roll any of them based on how you want to say it. Like, I could see any of them being used.
I'll do notice. Ooh, and I will invoke my goggles one last time.
Okay. And that's your last fate point, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, it is. That's a damn shame. So that takes me up to a 1.
You actually, unfortunately, even with that, you just barely failed that.
Damn.
You can either fail to get anywhere, or you can get success at a major cost. Which one do you choose?
Hang on, really quick. I'm looking at my animal expertise.
Mm-hmm.
On a once per session on a roll relating to any of this creature, on an overcome roll, instantly succeed.
Yep, that would be this, absolutely. You could...
So, I'm just gonna do that.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
So, does that just happen?
Yeah, so let's say you get pretty much to exactly where Gil is, and you're perfectly fine. You get to Gil and are pretty much just in line with him. He's on the ground now. You can, start trying to help him up if you want, but, just starting to help out is going to be the end of your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna help get him up.
So the only people left to popcorn it to are Shiggy, and I'm going to be treating this as 3 groups of spiders. One is coming from the interior of the cave, one is coming from the left cliff face, and one is coming from the right cliff face. So they are going to be 3 independent bodies going on.
I guess I'll popcorn is Shiggy, just to give them a chance to run a short distance.
Gotcha. So Shiggy's going to do the same thing, but while he's doing that, he's going to try and shoot one of the exploding bolts behind him, just directly into the cave. He's not really even aiming. He's just trying to get a distraction going for the spiders that are in there. Oh man, look at that. He got real lucky there. He doesn't have a super high notice. He manages to tie for the running against the spider webs. I'm going to say he partially succeeds, and he only gets halfway down, so he's not quite to you guys yet. He's halfway. When he fires the crossbow, you can see it explodes in the back of the cave. And with that light up, you can actually see a ton of eyes staring back at you that flash in the light of this explosion. And they seem to kind of look at it for a second, and it seems to have distracted them very slightly. So you guys have put yourself in a very dangerous spot, and I'm going to take advantage of this because one of the biggest things about the popcorn thing is that when you popcorn around, if you leave the enemies to the very last, they could popcorn back to themselves at the start of the next turn order.
Oh, I didn't even know that was an option to popcorn to the enemies.
Yeah. No,
I thought about popcorning to them, but... Yeah.
So, and like I said, there's 3 different entities here. So I'm going to popcorn to the cave ones. The first thing they're going to do is try and swarm over top of Shiggy because he's the closest. Oh, wait, no. Ahi, you're the closest one because you're still at the mouth of the cave.
Oh, Jesus.
They're going to try and swarm over you. They're going to be just trying to bite the shit out of you. So go ahead and give me a physique roll for defend.
That's a 3 physique.
I'm going to roll for these spiders. I kind of want to invoke Sucker for the dramatic because this is a pretty dramatic case.
Oh,
no. Would you allow that?
I'm not gonna. Well, it depends on what it is, but I can't see myself calling, BS on it or whatever the rule's called.
Yeah. All right. So right now you're going to be taking 6 stress. 3 of that is going to be will, and 3 of that is going to be physical, because when they are scurrying over you while they're trying to get at you, they're also spraying a little bit of their poison. They are not nearly as adept as this as the adult one was, but they're kind of just spraying it out, and you are trying to keep your senses about you.
How do you want to manifest the thing that you're invoking?
Yeah, if you're invoking one of his aspects, we should know how that aspect is being presented.
Maybe since you're a sucker for the dramatic, you look over at all these spiders coming towards you and you're like, whoa, what a crazy situation this is. And you kind of hesitate to defend yourself for a split second.
Just over dramatically say, guys, we've got a lot of spiders here. And I do that instead of defending myself.
It's like the opening to Saving Private Ryan where the dude on the beach is shell shocked and he's slow motion watching all the people die around him.
Right?
I'll take my full 3 mental stress, but I'd like to reduce my physical stress to 1 and take a minor consequence.
Okay, sounds good. since it's physical, how do you want it to manifest?
While focusing on not getting webbed up, I fail to stop one of them from actually taking a big gash out of my arm or side. I'll say my side because it's a little bit more damaging than just a little arm wound.
Like I said, these are still not very small. It's not like a huge giant swarm of them, like there's a definite number of them, but they're anywhere from, like, I said 5 feet before, I'm going to correct that to like 3 to 4 feet tall.
Oh, well, if they're that small, I'll just crush them with my bare arm.
Cool. All right, next, I'm going to popcorn over to the spiders coming out of the left.
Well, actually, if you had to estimate how many of them there are, give us a rough estimate. Is it like 10, 20, 30?
I'm going to say let's put it at 5 spiders per each one of these things. All right, so the next ones start pouring out of the cave. Gil, you are still collapsed on the ground. Shiggy is about halfway towards you guys. Tom, you are pretty much standing there trying to help him up. And they are going to go immediately to you, Tom, and just start swarming on top of you.
Dad reflexes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you want to do that once per session?
Yeah.
Cool, go for it.
Don't forget that I used my intoxicator on them, so they should be taking some kind of hit.
Yeah, so the intoxicator affected the spiders behind Ahi and got a -2 to their roll.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a physique.
Can I invoke my boy? And that, like, Tom is this young boy, and it reminds me, he's about the same age that Finn was when he left, and, like, wanting to defend him kind of motivates me.
Oh, nice. Also, what have you done with Abigail at this point? Did you leave her on the ground? I could say, if you want, you could just be holding her, like, in your arms, and then, like, put your back towards the spiders.
Yeah, I'm going to try to, like, let's say Tom was trying to help me up, and I kind of, like, get up and kind of, like, try to huddle over both of them.
Gotcha. All right, I'm going to invoke the fact that, Gil, your right hand is missing, and one of the spiders is going to take advantage of that because you can't really properly grab on to the kids. You've basically just got a harpoon there and kind of, like, rip away your hand from them to try and get a better vantage point on you. Since I was attacking Tom, do you guys think, hey, could I invoke an aspect against Tom for this role? Would you be okay with that?
Yeah, totally.
I mean, I'm not okay with it, but...
Yeah, I mean, we don't love the idea of it, but if that's the way the game works, that's the way it works.
Yeah, as long as it narratively makes sense, go nuts.
Yeah, cool. I'm going to invoke Recklessly Curious about Abyss Creatures. I think even with everything going on, Tom, you're still, like, trying to get a glance at some of these things. Gil is shielding you, and you might not be able to get a good look at what exactly is going on, and you, like, poke your head out a little bit, and Gil, like, comes in to try and protect you a bit more, like, pull you in, but in doing that, he leaves himself a little bit more open. Does that sound reasonable?
I suppose.
Bring it.
I'd like to think I'm smarter than that, but let's be real, I'm probably not.
So, in this case, you're going to take 2 physical stress and 1 will stress.
Done and done.
Do you want to take a consequence from that, or are you just taking the straight stress?
Now I'll take it.
Cool. All right. I'm going to popcorn it over to the spiders on the right-hand side now, and they are going to charge over. They are going to try to attack Tom now and rip him away from you, like try and separate you two.
Well, let's not do that.
Yep. So, Tom, go ahead and do a physique roll.
Hey, can't get me, spiders.
That's actually, that's pretty good. But...
Can I invoke my boy to get him forward on that?
Yeah.
Or whatever?
Do you have a fate point left?
I got 1 left.
Nice. Okay.
No, Gil. Don't use it on me.
With that, Tom, you are going to be taking... call it 3 physical stress and 2 mental stress.
3 physical and 2 mental.
All right, now I'm going to popcorn it back over to the cave spiders that are on top of Ahi. They're just going to fucking go ham all over you right now. So go ahead and give me another defend roll.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Oh! I'll use a fate point on that. I'll use it on expect the worst. I expected they would surround me, so I prepared myself for it.
I'll try and throw you a bit of a bone here because the fact that there's a big swarm of them, they do a shit ton of damage right now. I'm going to say on this roll, they're trying more to get their poison on you, and they're just kind of like spitting it around while you're like trying to thrash them off and not get it in your mouth. Instead of being half and half, this is going to be more will stress because Ahi has way more will than physique, right?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm the next tier up. 6 instead of 4.
Right, yeah. Take 4 will stress and 2 physical stress.
All right. I'll take the physical as stress, bringing my 1 stress to a 3 stress, and then I will take a moderate mental consequence, which is 4, right?
Yes, yep. So that eats up the rest of the stress.
Okay. I'm trying to think what a moderate consequence would be mentally.
Specifically with this spider juice that's on you, mental doesn't necessarily have to be like, oh no, I'm scared. It can be like basically what's happening to Abigail right now, where...
What about like half blind?
Yeah, that would be a good one.
Because like fully blind is severe, right?
Yeah. You can say like some of it got in your eyes and it stings like hell and you can barely see anymore.
Okay.
It kind of leans towards physical, but whatever. It all fucking works out in the end. So next I'm going to popcorn it to the left set of spiders that initially attacked Gil after he used his attack. Oh. They see Abigail on the ground, and they're going to start trying to attack her instead.
Oh.
In her state, I'm kind of thinking that she already has a couple consequences. So this is just going to add a severe consequence to her based on what happened. So she's not completely out of the fight yet, but the spiders start swarming on her and just start like tearing into her and like spitting even more venom on her. And she starts getting like scrapes and cuts all over her body. You can tell like she's starting to fade a little bit just because she has even more spider juice. And I'm going to pop it back over to the last spider boy.
You fucking monster.
Yep, and go ahead and attack Tom again.
Do none of the spiders go for Shiggy?
No, they were kind of like way closer to you guys versus Shiggy. Shiggy was like in between you guys.
But I feel like the ones coming out of the cave would have gone for Shiggy.
Ahi was in the cave still.
Oh.
Yeah. So Tom, go ahead and give me another defense roll.
Is that physique still?
Yeah, do another physique.
2.
With that roll, Jesus, you're going to be taking 5 physical stress and 2 mental stress. Now that I've done my coup de grace, I popcorn it over to, let's do Tom. You're up next. You guys can do the exact same thing and popcorn it to yourselves at the end of this turn and have a super long turn.
And then give the spiders another 6 turns.
Exactly. It's dangerous to do that.
Yeah, god damn. Okay, I guess I just get up and try to run, but are there so many that I'm not even really able to do that realistically?
You'll have to, make a roll against it, but you could feasibly break away from them. Keep in mind that Gil is right there also getting attacked, and Abigail is on the ground getting shredded.
I mean, I guess I can't just leave them, but there's nothing I can do. Can I use my intoxicator again? It doesn't say anything about a time limit.
You could always set up an escape from that for them by like leaving your grappling hook down or something like that. Like on your way out, you could always make the way easier for them.
How close am I to the edge?
You're like halfway to it.
Ugh.
Yeah, like about 5-10 meters. Ahi is still at the mouth of the cave too.
Shit.
Getting completely swarmed over just by herself.
I don't have any ranged weapons, and what am I gonna do? Like pickaxe a bunch of spiders? Like,
just get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, I guess I'll just run and try to make the path easier. Can I take the what was it, a sword or a knife or whatever that Shiggy gave me and just slice wildly around me, try to cut the webs?
Yeah, you can try and cut the webs around you. Yeah, to make it easier for Gil on his next turn. You're basically doing a created advantage.
So would that be proficiency or athletics?
I think proficiency would make the most sense.
Awesome. Never mind that it's +3. Awesome.
I'm going to say with that, even though it's a low roll, you do manage to, like, cut the immediate area around Gil free of the web. So at least if he tries to, like, snatch up Abigail, he's not going to have to roll to do that. Like, he's not going to have to worry about any of the webs if he's just trying to protect Abigail and maybe move over a few feet.
Woohoo, I cleared a few feet.
Yeah, you can move a little bit from there as well.
Yeah, that's definitely what I'm doing. I'm running and hacking.
And so you make it almost towards the ledge. You're not quite there.
Like 3/4?
Yeah, something like that.
It would be the best to popcorn, too. Should I give Ahi a chance to get away? Yeah, fuck it. Let's do Ahi.
Yeah, Ahi's definitely in the most danger right now.
I'm being swarmed by spiders. Am I still upright, or am I completely on the ground? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to say you're still standing.
I guess I can't see too well right now, but from what I remember, tell me a couple things. Is there any overhangs above us, like any outcroppings of rock or anything like that?
No, it's pretty much just
sheer.
It's a sheer cliff
and then
face.
The cliff that we're all trying to run towards. How far down is or like how steep or how deep? How far down once we get off the cliff? Do we have to go down?
It was like a 10-meter drop.
10 meter?
Yeah. So like you could conceivably jump off to the ledge below and still survive, but you're gonna be hurting pretty bad if you do that.
Yeah. I guess if I choose not to take my turn right now, can I popcorn it to somebody else and like just take it later in this round?
So the popcorn process is also collaborative. So if you guys just want to like change it up, like if you don't want to go yet.
Yeah, I'll say, Gil, harpoon me over. I trust you. It's gone well so far. Harpoon me over. I'll popcorn it to him.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. So Potter, it's up to you with how much I could do in one turn. I was going to try to scoop up Abigail, shoot my harpoon and try to hit like the ground near Ahi and then book it towards the ledge.
Okay, sounds good. I could say you could definitely do those things. For the booking it towards the ledge part, I would probably say you could only get as far as where Tom is right now.
Okay, yeah, we're just trying to get out of there. So would that like set up Ahi to get out of there easier?
Yeah, you could say like you're doing a created advantage for him to get out.
Exactly my intention.
So you can use shoot to roll for that.
Yeah, buddy.
Ooh, boy. These rolls. Damn. I'm going to say, even with that, I was putting that at a pretty low success rate. Ahi, you can get one free invoke off of that.
Okay.
And I'm going to pop
paving the way
to Shiggy and see if he can do a little bit more to help out Ahi.
Okay, sounds good. Shiggy's the only one that hasn't been completely swarmed over yet.
Wait, he's a purple whistle, right?
Yeah.
I'm just going to yell, Shiggy, do something with that fancy purple whistle.
He does. He blows on that whistle as loud as he possibly can and starts running towards Ahi. And at the same time, he shoots one more crossbow bolt into the cave just to try and distract the spiders that are around Ahi again, because as you know, they are attracted towards bright lights. That's another free invoke that you can take, Ahi, on your next turn to try and get away, because the spiders are now distracted even more so. I'm going to popcorn it to you now, so now you have +4 to whatever roll you try to do to get away.
Yeah, I'm just going to follow the line towards Gil, but as I'm running, I'm going to attempt to tie it off around my waist.
Just to make sure we're doing this right, Gil, would you just be like, for Ahi's turn, you would be retracting it so Ahi can like zip over to you?
Yeah, that was the idea, to try to pull her out.
Okay, cool. Yeah, this can just happen during your turn, Ahi. And you get a +4 to your roll on making this happen.
All right. Well, I have no clue what skill would be, what that would be.
I would argue proficiency, because
for tying a hell of a good knot.
Yeah. Like this is an artifact that is now like kind of near you.
That's 11. That's the damn knot you've ever seen.
This kind of applies to this whole situation. So this is a beautiful thing that happens. You grab onto that rope, you tie it on super fast, and Gil, you yank on that.
I go completely limp. I become as fish-like as I can to let Gil get into his headspace.
Gil, you actually zip him to the point where he flies over your head a little bit and lands almost right next to the ledge. You are now in a perfect position, Ahi. You're pretty much at the ledge now because of that.
All according to Kikaku.
Translator note. Kakaku means fine.
That's everyone in this turn, so you can either popcorn it to anyone else or to the spiders.
Nope. I'm by the edge. Gil's not quite there yet, so I'll just like brace onto the edge as best I can. I'll just tell Gil I'll hold on as best I can. Are there like rocks, boulders, roots, anything there to like grasp onto?
There's some like roots on the edge of the cliff that you could like lock the harpoon into if you would like.
All right, yeah, that's what I'll attempt to do. I mean, I don't know. Would I be able to untie it? I was gonna say I'm just gonna like hold on to it and like attempt to just brace him as he goes down.
Yeah, go for it.
I popcorn it to Gil and I grab on and I say, I can hold it. Just get down there.
Can I make it to the edge now?
You know what? I'm going to say that just making it to the edge, you're not going to have to roll for it.
Okay, cool. When I'm at the ledge, I look at Ahi and I say, Ahi, how strong's your grip? How strong's your hold?
Strong like bear.
And then I'm going to push Abigail into Ahi's arms, lock my greaves into the ground, and push them both off.
Oh yeah, go for it.
I wrap both my arms and legs around her.
Do you think it would make sense to popcorn it to Ahi in this case, just to see how this plays out?
Yeah, totally.
Cool. I imagine this would be a physique check just to clutch onto this.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's good. You managed to hold on to her without dropping, and you guys are basically just sailing your way down to the bottom ledge. I'm just gonna say the end of your turn, you pretty much touch down on that ledge.
All
right, who's next?
Tom, let's get Tom out of there. There's a rope going down attached to a very sturdy Gil.
Yeah, I guess I'll just skedaddle on down. Well, I got a -3. I guess I'll use a fate point to say I'm a nimble little boy, because I really don't want to be stuck up here anymore.
He invokes the fact that he's a boy, so he's just really light.
I'm a little boy, a nimble little boy. Yeah, I guess that's
better. You didn't grow up properly when all the other little boys did.
With that, you make it down to the ground, but you're a little bit hasty with it, and you burn the crap out of your hands along the way.
So I take a mild or a moderate rope burn.
What are your consequences at right now? Which one did you take before?
I'm maxed out on all my stress. I have a moderate spider bites all over.
If you make a rope burn more than a mild consequence, I'm quitting the campaign.
The reason why I wanted to give her one stress just as a funny thing, but she doesn't have any stress to take up, so I'm just gonna say, no, your hands hurt, but you're fine. That's not gonna be a consequence.
Oh, okay.
You have the aspect throbbing palms.
Yeah.
Sensitive fingies.
We get to the end, the only way to get out of the abyss is like a ladder.
Leave me. Just let me die.
All right. You can popcorn it to Shiggy, or you can popcorn it to the millions of spiders.
You gotta give him a chance to get out of there. He's got sick grappling hook hands and everything.
Keep in mind that even if he does get out, Gil is still stuck up there on that ledge.
And then it's going to be 6 spider turns, right?
I'm not going to dick you over that hard this time. I did it once just to kind of show the mechanics of it, but I won't do that again.
I mean, Shiggy's way up there, so I guess I'll do Shiggy.
He is actually going to try and use his grappling hook to launch it over at Gil and grab onto him and push him off the ledge.
He wouldn't be able to push me over because my greaves are engaged.
Oh shit!
In the ground.
Yeah. I forgot you had activated that.
What? Shiggy's a purple whistle. He should be better than this.
That was me forgetting that the boots were activated. I'm sorry.
He's gotta have some more artifacts or something up his sleeve.
It's just a purple whistle. He doesn't have fucking god tier shit,
He could still latch onto me and pull himself over, maybe.
Actually, that's a good point. The boots are locked in place. He's gonna try and latch onto you and zip over to you.
I am like a mighty oak.
Tall and proud.
Which is exactly what my boat was made of.
He is but a mighty mast of a boat.
Yeah, I think that would get him at least to you without too much consequence. Along the way, he kind of busts through a little bit of spiders, but they get kind of pushed out of the way, and he manages to smash into your back. He's actually kind of prone on the ground, but he's still got you latched on, and is just standing there now. Just to speed this up, right now it's 3 spiders' turns. The one set of spiders that are in the cave, they're not going to be able to make it to you guys in time because they're on the ledge, but the other 2 sets of spiders start swarming you again, and one of them's going to attack Shiggy, one of them's going to attack Gil. So go ahead and just give me a defend roll. I'm going to invoke your boot, the fact that they are still locked in place.
Trying to break his fucking ankles.
God, my sea legs, I can't use them.
Yeah. Fuck, I'll just use the last one on Shiggy and invoke some I don't know, some fucking random thing. I'm just burning it up right now.
Oh, come on, hit me. Come on, do it. I want it.
Shiggy's going to take an intermediate consequence. You're going to take, let's do 4 physical stress, 2 mental stress.
Fucking nothing.
Could you eat all that?
Yeah, I have 6 on both.
Fuck, dude, you're a tanky boy. Holy shit. Yeah, you just shrug all that shit off. You're locked in place. There's spiders swarming you, but you're like, fuck off, spiders. Give him a big smack in the face, and you manage to fend him off.
Damn, that boy thick.
My leathery skin repels their spider blades.
Meanwhile, Shiggy actually gets bitten pretty hard in the legs. I'd say, at the same time, he's, trying to protect you as well. He bears a good chunk of damage, and he starts getting his legs bitten up pretty bad. As far as popping the turn order, you actually hear someone running up towards you guys from the ledge below, specifically Ahi and Tom. You're down there. And all of a sudden you see a large hook come out from over top of the ledge underneath you and just dig directly into the ground, and you see it go taut. You see a figure fly up from underneath the ledge and land next to you guys with a big thud, and you recognize it as Lex. He says, "What the hell's going on here? Are you guys okay?"
There's a swarm of silk fangs up there, and there's still 2 of our people.
As soon as you say that, he just zips up there again. As he's zipping up, he's got a pretty decent sized backpack on. He reaches up inside of it and whips out what appears to be a long tube with an opening at the end of it. He grabs onto the ledge next to Shiggy and you, Gil, and he aims it at all the spiders around and starts blasting them with a flamethrower, and there are flames going up everywhere. The spiders are starting to scurry away. He's doing his best not to get you guys caught up in the crossfire. As far as turn order, I could pop it over to you guys, but he's just creating enough of an advantage for you to just get down to the bottom of the ledge.
Yeah, I put a hand on his shoulder and I say, "Yeah, brother, fuck the CRG."
Hell yeah.
He manages to fend the rest of them off and allow you guys to get down. Once you guys safely get down, he zips down there with you. The first thing he notices is Abigail on the ground. He looks up at Shiggy and says, "Thanks for the whistle call, Shiggy. I don't think I would have been able to find you guys nearly as quick without that. I take it this is Abigail. I saw the bulletin board notice. Are all of you guys okay? I see you're pretty roughed up."
Yeah, I think
know how
we're
it is.
okay.
Yeah, we've been better. I mean, last time we went back, this youngin' had a hole in his arm, so I guess we're kind of on top of things.
There was one big hole, now I have a bunch of little holes from the spider bites.
Yeah, but last time we came back, I was completely fine. So
He's like looking over Abigail, and you can tell he's like not very happy about this. And he's also looking up at Ahi and Tom and sees that they're pretty badly injured. You guys coming back on your second day right after you get your red whistles? I applaud the effort, but take it a little bit slower next time.
And miss out? I don't fucking think so.
Hey, you guys are hurt, but it looks like you're going to be okay to get up on your own. And he picks up Abigail and is like, I'm going to get her back up to the hospital ward as fast as I can. I take it you guys will be okay on your own.
I'd like to compel that as soon as Ahi says that cool thing, she just immediately starts barfing everywhere.
Yeah, fair enough.
Do you guys interfere at all, or are you just letting him take her?
Yeah, just take her.
I mean, does he seem like... It doesn't seem like he's going to be the type of guy that just cashes in on the reward.
That's up for you to decide.
Roll insight.
I think that's good insight. Hang on.
Wait, what role is even insight?
I think investigate makes the most sense. That's making the informed decision.
Alright, I'm +1. Am I still rolling for the group?
Yeah, I'd like to aid on that as well.
Yeah, you can tell he's being pretty genuine that the only thing he really cares about right now is saving this girl's life. She's still not quite unconscious, but she's like pretty darn close to it. Before he takes off, she's like, I'm sorry it caused so much trouble, but thanks for saving me. And then she just like curls up, and then he zips off.
I wonder if she found anything cool. Probably not. Fucking, what a bust.
I wonder if I can get her number.
Let's get you dweebs back up there.
You're the dweeb, I say to his general area as I blink around looking for him.
Alright.
Shig, you are out there? You took a few pretty nasty bites.
Yeah, my legs are hurting pretty bad, but I've seen worse, so we'll be all right.
It's a shame you can't fit into your own baby Bjorn.
Yeah, hey, Gil, you want to hold this baby Bjorn and carry all three of us?
I mean, I could try, but maybe just young Tom here.
You a pussy, bet you won't.
I think I'm all right, Gil. I will do that to you.
All right, let me know if you get woozy.
Thanks, Gil.
Hey, kid, you're kind of 0 for 2 here. You sure you want to keep coming down in this hole?
Yeah, I'm not off to a good start, am I?
I gotta say, these past 2 trips have been a little bit more exciting than most people's first dives, but I'm glad to say no one's died yet, so that's good.
Yeah.
He rubs his hands together menacingly.
I feel like you didn't have to add the effect. Alright, can we get the heck out of this hole?
We get out of the hole.
Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, we can do some rolls just to see if we get it heinously bad and get more injured on the way out.
No, you're fine. This ledge isn't far from the main path, which is like super safe. All right, you guys make it back without incident to the headquarters. Beatrice greets you, and everyone looks to be bloodied up pretty bad except for fucking Tank Gil over here. She speaks to you, Gil, and is like, oh my, you guys, looks like you got pretty roughed up down there. Gil, looks like you did some good protecting of all these young folk.
Hey, B.
If he's uninjured and we're injured, I would say, I mean...
It's not a good look.
I know he did well, but that's not what I would assume by looking at the situation.
Kind of looks like he used children as a meat shield.
Okay, all right, if you want to swing it that way.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
Gil, what's going on, man? You tying these kids around your arms and legs? Using them as body armor?
Beatrice, you're always such an asshole.
I'll leap into Gil's arms and say, I'm too weak to go on, carry me, so he looks good.
Yeah, sounds good. You could be carrying Tom as you guys go in.
Yeah, I mean, I tried my best, but these rascals are pretty fucking stubborn. I mean, I only dropped him once or twice.
Does anyone have any Neosporin?
Lex actually just got by not too long ago. He went up to the hospital ward. He's probably still up there with Abigail and her parents. If you guys want to go stop by, it looks like you could probably use some yourself.
All right, onward, team.
Yeah, I could always check out the hospital just to see what it looks like on the inside. Just check it out.
Considering you're like one consequence away from being passed out.
Just to check it out.
Does like a trickle of blood come out as you say that?
Yes, but you can't even tell where it comes from.
Hey, B, do April and let him know that Abby's okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this young one up to the hospital now.
Cool. You guys are all going up to the hospital ward together, right?
Yeah, boy.
You get up there and you can see there's like a central room that kind of has like beds looped around the outside of it. If you imagine like a military style hospital. Abigail, she looks to be in pretty critical condition. She is sitting on one of the main beds in there. And her parents are also in beds. You can tell they've been here for a few hours. They look like they've gotten definitely better. They're good enough to be sitting up on their beds next to hers. Lex is also standing there chatting away with the parents.
Gil will go over to Abigail and is she conscious or is she like still passed out?
She is, yeah, kind of just barely.
Hey kid, how you holding up?
It's probably about the worst I've ever been, but I'm still here, so that's worth something, right?
I mean, hey, you survived a murder bird and a giant spider, so I'd give you props for that.
I guess I'm kind of glad with how things turned out, with how they could have gone. There's a bunch of different ways that I could have died back there, so all's well that ends well, right? She gives like a little grin.
I don't know if I'd call it ending well, but I'd say just take another thought before going back down there. All right, maybe at least until you're older.
No, I'll be fine next time. And she whips out that pickaxe and uncollapses it into this fucking sweet-looking weapon, and it's like, usually I can take care of myself. They just kind of caught me off guard this time, that's all. I'll get him next time. And it falls down into her lap, and she just passes out.
Gil just kind of stands up and shakes his head, and he's like, God, these fucking kids.
Alright, I guess I'll try to like summon a nurse to look at myself and Ahi.
Do either of you two go over to them at all? The parents were gonna like thank the shit out of you, but I don't know if you immediately go there versus.
Yeah, I think I'm still
else.
sticking pretty close with Gil.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sticking together. I mean, I can hardly see where I'm going, so I'm assuming that they're leading me somewhere safe.
Yeah, I would walk over to. I don't really feel like talking to the parents, but at least walk over to them because Lex is talking to them.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Thanks for helping us out down there, buddy. I don't know what might have happened if you had shown up.
He shakes his head and puts a hand on your shoulder and is like, "These young ones, am I right?"
Yeah, they're not too smart down here, are they?
Yeah, my son was the same way. No matter what I did, he just kept pushing on, and sometimes I'd blame this damn place for killing him, but sometimes I wonder if it was my own fault for even letting him down there in the first place.
Mistakes happen, buddy. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're helping us out.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Everyone appears to be good for now. I'm going to take off. Take care, you guys. And he looks at Ahi and Tom and is like, you take care now. Don't do anything stupid, all right?
I say my patented line. I came for treasure, not to tie.
He puts his hand in his face and just sighs and is like, there's just no stopping you. Just be safe. And he walks out. The parents are there, and they are just so... You can tell, like, they did not expect to see their daughter ever again. Like, that. This is like a dream come true. They stand up and go over to you, Gil, first, and just shake... like, one of them is on each of your Well, I was going to say each of your hands. One of them is on the stump of your hand. Just shaking to be like, oh, thank you so much for saving her. And they look over at Tom and Ahi, and they're like, oh, thank you so much for helping them. You guys are so young as well, but you managed to save her. I can't believe it. You guys just got your red whistles, too. It's just a miracle. I can't believe it.
Take a look at these two kids and take a look at your daughter. You tell me that you should take her back down there again.
Oh, I know what you mean, but you saw her. I don't know if we could stop her at this point, but we'll definitely do something about this. This was too much this time.
Yeah, maybe take that fancy toy away from her. Seems to fill her with a bit too much confidence.
Oh, it's a pretty powerful artifact. We gave it to her so she could defend herself, but sometimes bad things happen and you can't even use what you got.
Anyway, I think y'all owe these youngins some kind of reward.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And they whip out from their backpacks are like sitting there next to them. Like when they walked in, they still had all their gear on them, and it's sitting next to their beds. April starts digging through the backpack and produces a big sack full of gold, and it's like, please take it. It's pretty much all that we have. That's all that we could offer on the bulletin board at the time. So, just please take it. It's just worth everything to us.
Oh hell yeah! I'm brimming ear to ear with my bag full of cash. But then I turn to Tom and I say, "Is Doctor here? Why are we not getting medical attention?"
Yeah.
There are doctors like standing waiting for you guys to like be done and be like, all right, are you guys ready to like sit down and
yeah, I just hop up on a stretcher, like we can talk to the parents later.
Yeah. I mean, there's just hospital beds around there, so like one of the nurses like takes you over to a bed and just sits you down.
Yep, I just hop up, I'm ready to go.
And Gil turns to Ahi and he says, "See that, Ahi? 500, not 250."
Listen, I'll admit that I'm wrong sometimes, but just look at the odds. I mean, even her parents assume she's dead.
Yeah, and that doesn't.
Just because I wasn't right doesn't mean I was wrong.
All right, why don't you go get some medical help?
I think I'm gonna wait for it to come to me, and I just take the closest bed.
I imagine she would probably just plop down in one of the beds, and one of the nurses is like, no, I had you in this bed. Oh, you know what, it's fine. And she just starts treating you there.
Good doctor.
Gil, what do you do to cap off the session? Do you, like, stick around and stay the night again? The headquarters allows you to stay over for, like, a small fee, if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll take him up on that, but I'll ask Beatrice if there's anywhere to get a drink near the CRG headquarters.
Yeah, if you're looking for somewhere like outside the CRG, yeah, she gives you a list of like local bars and stuff.
Cool. I'll just hit up a local place and have a drink and then retire to one of the dorms they offer.
Gotcha. And you don't necessarily even have to stay at the CRG if you don't want. You can stay anywhere in town.
I'd stay there just because Tom and I are laid up in the hospital.
Right. Gotcha. All right. Well, good job, guys. You saved a child.
But at what cost?
Apparently, no cost.
No cost. We got 500 gold.
Oh, hell yeah, you're so right.